Good afternoon. Or is it a good afternoon? It's really hard to say, people. I'm clocking in today and I've got a rant from hell. Honestly, truth is stranger than fiction. As you probably know, if you've been watching my videos or you know me as a person, I like to gamble. Hence my Cortez shirt. This is my favorite casino in Vegas. I go to 2-3 times a year if I'm having a good year. Anyway, my machine's talking at me. My machine, because I was going to play some Rainbow Riches. And gambling is the issue today, so we'll carry on with that theme. I'll try to get in a comfortable position because it's going to be a long one, people. So yesterday, well, actually about a month ago, I maybe had mentioned that I'd won a voucher from my gambling site. A £50 voucher, no less. So not amount to be sniffed at. And I was quite excited about it because it meant I was going to be able to... I've gotten these vouchers before. I've won them before, strangely enough. It isn't the first. Hopefully it's not the last. And I can use them at places like Starbucks. But of course, I'm not getting coffees because I'm not going to work at the moment. But I can also use them at M&S. And M&S is Marks and Spencer's. If you're not British, you might not know who they are. But they do they're a department store, but they also do really fantastic food. It's not cheap. They do a lot of ready meals. They have also regular meals that you can prepare yourself. You know, you can get fruit and veg there, everything. Nothing's very cheap, but it's really tasty. A big reason why I've lost so much weight is I get their salad pots. They have these salad pots, you know, it might be couscous or edamame or weird sort of salad creations with sauces and stuff. And they are so delicious. And it's a small pot. It used to be bigger, and they cut the size, which I actually don't like very much. And then they raised the price too, and then cut the size. So you get like 2 of them for £3.50. And they're littler than usual than what they used to be for years. But they're great. And so you have one of those, you know, like as a snack. If I'm feeling peckish, you know, it's going to be 200 calories. Everything is really healthy and nice and fresh and good, you know. They have ready prepared meals that are like low salt, no additives. Again, they're not cheap. You know, you might be paying £3.50 for one of these or £4, but they're really tasty. And you know exactly what's in it because it's been made for you. Now, when I have to cook, you know, I don't really, it's hard to know what the calories are and what actually everything is. And when you're single, it's really hard to cook economically and not wind up having to make tons and tons of the same dish that you have to eat for 2 weeks. I mean, you can freeze things sometimes and, you know, but my freezer's not that big. I live alone and I've got a normal British size kind of fridge freezer thing. It's not an American size thing. So there's not a lot of storage. So, and I have to put ice in there because I sometimes like cocktails. But anyway, it's nice to be able to go to M&S, and I've really, on the money I'm earning right now, it's not really easy for me to spend money there. I mean, I could, but I wouldn't be able to do much else, and I'd probably start having to dip into my savings, which I am doing anyway, but considerably. So for the amount of food I can buy at Aldi and make it, you know, I could get maybe half as much if I bought it at M&S. So when you're only on, I'm on 80% of minimum wage, which I don't live on minimum wage. I make tips that went through my wages, and the government doesn't see that as, even though it was taxed and they can trace it, they don't see that as furlough pay. So I'm currently living on about 40% of what I normally earn. Now, if you're earning that much more money, you have a lifestyle and you have expenses for a person who makes the higher amount of money. You don't budget for like one day if there's a virus and you're put on 80% of minimum wage because the government's not going to recognize $9,000 of your taxable income from last year. You're not going to have a lifestyle budgeted for that. So it's quite come down for me. Of course, there's a lot of people out there that are in a much worse position. So, you know, I don't want to complain about it too much, but it's relative. This is my vlog. So if I want to say it sucks, I'm going to say it sucks. It does suck. And it's not fun for me to have to live in a manner I'm not accustomed to. The only thing that's good about it is that because all the things I really like doing, i.e. traveling, drinking, going out for meals, going to gigs, none of these things are happening. So I don't have money. I don't need to spend money on them. So it helps a bit. And my landlady has been great too in understanding what's going on. So I could be in a much worse position, but I'm not really feeling particularly happy. I'm really not in a position where I think, oh, I think I'll go and spend money at M&S. But when I got this voucher, I was quite excited. So yeah, I can use that at M&S, and that will be a nice little treat. So the voucher has never arrived. I started to be concerned a little bit about it. I was thinking, how many days did they say it would take? So I looked at the email, and it turned out that it's going to be emailed to me. Now, in the past, when I've gotten the vouchers, they were posted to me, but this one was going to be emailed to me. So then I started panicking about, like, did it go in the spam filter? So I checked the spam filter, don't see anything, but it gets deleted after 10 days. And apparently, it was about 45 days since I was sent this message, and it was supposed to arrive within 38. So I started to really kind of be a little bit freaked out. I sent them an email a few days ago, didn't hear anything back. For 3 days. I sent another email, and I thought, screw this, I'm just going to give them a call. So I called up my gambling site about this. The woman was really, really super nice. She said it's 38 working days, which, she did a count, and it had been 34 working days. So she said, we should be able to get this to you quite soon. I said, well, that's good. I'm really looking forward to getting some food, man. It's like, just wondered where it was. But if it's not lost, if it's not been deleted by my spam folder, that's cool. I can sit tight. There's no panic here. And that's almost verbatim what I said to her. Okay, so I went for my daily walk, and I went to go buy my free bingo tickets on another website, and it said my account was closed. Now, my account shouldn't be closed, but it's related to the other site that I had called. So I figured that something must have happened with them when they were putting on a note that somehow they temporarily closed my account. So I called them up, and of course, when I had called them the first time to find out if the voucher was lost, I was on hold. I was told it would be 4 minutes, and I was on hold for about 34 minutes before I was spoken to. And then I got put on hold again 2 more times by this woman for more than 5 minutes at a time. So I called it up, and it said 10-minute wait. No, it was half an hour wait. I finally get the guy on the line. I'm going to try to speed this up a bit. Sorry, but this is going to be a long one. So I get the guy on the line. And there's a good, you might want to wait because it's actually pretty interesting punchline here. And he says to me, I said to him, I think something mistake would have been. I've been on the phone to you guys, and now my account's closed. And he goes, well, let me have a look. He's like, well, it's because you need food. I said, I need food. Yes, you said you were getting food. I went, what, the voucher that I was going to use to treat myself to M&S food? Because I mentioned I was going to get food with it? But there's a problem with that? Well, it seems like you have a gambling problem. I could not make this shit up, people. Okay, I have a gambling problem because when I won a voucher and I called up because I thought it was lost in my spam filter, and I made a comment about how, ooh, yum, I'll get some food, that somehow you think I'm not eating because I'm gambling? Are you insane? No, that's not what I was going to use it for. I'm on furlough pay, which is like 80% of my wages, and I was looking forward to getting this so I could treat myself to some M&S, which is stuff that I used to buy every week when I was on my full pay. But now that I'm not on full pay, I'm looking forward to using this for the kind of food I normally eat. I hate cooking. So he goes, well, let me go in and speak to the department, the social responsibility department. So he comes back. Again, I'm on hold for 5 fucking minutes or more, and says he has to put me on hold longer. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he says, well, we've spoke to them, but when these red flags come up, your account will be closed for 6 months. 6 months! 6 months! I'm not supposed to gamble for 6 fucking months? It's the only goddamn thing I still am able to do in this fucking virus lockdown. It's the only normal thing that I do, that I've been doing every day for goddamn years, and they're telling me I'm not going to be allowed to do this. Well, of course, there are other gambling websites, but I don't like the other gambling websites. They don't have the games that I like. This company, I like their games. I like their websites. I have other gambling websites. I can show you I have other gambling websites. I don't want to use the other gambling websites. I want to use the one I like using. I mean, I said, you've got to be kidding me. I may as well just kill myself now. What should I do? Take up a heroin addiction? And I was like, I'm not addicted to heroin. I don't take drugs, just so you know. So you don't block me for something else. I said, this is crazy. I am a waitress. I'm going to be on lockdown for more months. It's not like I'm going to be back at work next week like all the rest of these fools. I'm going to be away from work for months on end. And now I don't have anything to spend my time on. The only thing that I used to do before lockdown on a daily basis that I enjoyed is gambling. Now, of course, drinking is also in that, but I wasn't going to mention drinking because I already had a run-in with them before when I mentioned something about drinks. So, in the chat room. So I ain't going to make that mistake again. So I did mention a shitting thing about drinks, but drinking and gambling are the only two things that I do every day that I can still do with this bullshit virus. So I said I wanted to speak to the superior, blah, 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 blah. He said he would put this forward for sure and have a manager call me, but not to expect to have anything changed because the social responsibility team is a law unto themselves. So I'm fucking angry. I got home later. I went and met some friends in a park at a distance, ranted to them about this, of course, poor souls. Had a nice time with them, had a beer, calmed down a bit, got home, and I had a missed call. So I thought, I wonder what this missed call was. It looked like an English number, and I know this company has got an English, office. So I called, and sure enough, it was the social responsibility department. And I got put on hold for 30 minutes. They said it was going to be 7 minutes before they heard me, but of course it wasn't. It was half an hour. So I get this guy on the phone, and I start talking to him. And it was because I mentioned I should kill myself. That's why they called me. They were afraid I was going to kill myself. I'm kind of glad I did mention it, though, now. I'm glad I did it. When I said it, I thought this is probably going to count against me. But I actually think it wound up helping me. Because when he started to speak to me, this guy, I think, pretty instantaneously realized how incredibly stupid this was. This whole thing. He did, again, tell about the red flag, and they have a cutoff, and that's the law, and that's how they do it, because they have a responsibility to their customers. I said, I appreciate all of this. And I explained to him what I've just explained to you, and what I just shouted about, is that it's really one of the only things that I do every day that I've enjoyed that hasn't changed because of lockdown. It hasn't changed. I pointed out that my gambling limits are set. They've not been raised. Nothing has changed. My habits, I said I used to always play at night because I would come home from work and play before I went to bed. Now, I get up and do it in the morning. I said that's about the only difference. I don't usually gamble at night. I gamble in the morning because my time has changed because I'm not working. So he talked a little bit with me about things, and he said, would you say that this is a strongly important thing for you, gambling? And I went, and he said, well, bearing in mind, I guess, with this current situation, things might be a little bit out of perspective. And I said, I gamble every day, and I have done for 10, 15 years. I said, it's something that I do. I enjoy doing it. It's never been a problem. It's never been a problem for me financially. If it was, I think we'd know by now since I've been doing it such a long time. I said, yeah, it is. It's important to me, but it's more important probably now because I don't have anything else I can do that I enjoy. It's the one thing I know I can still do. It's like some sort of kernel of normality for me. And he said, well, there's other websites. And I said, I like the games on this website. I said, look, I go to Vegas 2-3 times a year, and I always stay and gamble at the El Cortez. Why? Because that's where I like to gamble. And I like staying there. I like the vibe when I'm there. I don't want to waste my money in other casinos. This is where I go. This is what I do. And I go there and I look forward to it because I enjoy. That's the place I enjoy it. I said to him, I'm sure I am going to continue gambling. I'm probably going to gamble on other websites, but I'm not going to enjoy it as much. And it's going to frustrate me because I'm going to miss the things I enjoy doing and know that it's all because I called up and made a comment about wanting to get some food, like food that I used to eat, the food that I enjoy, the food that I used to be able to buy and not have to think twice about paying for because I made a hell of a lot more money. I said, it was a throwaway comment. It's not like I was called up because there was a concern about me. I said, this isn't like I said it in a chat room or replied this in an email and made a comment. You can listen to these calls. Could you please listen to the calls and see if it seems like there was some desperation in my voice or something. I said, really seriously, yeah, I'm hacked off in the second call, that's for sure. And I'm quite hacked off now too. But I'm absolutely shocked by this. If I hadn't been speaking to a person and somebody had read this comment, yeah, maybe a red flag would definitely come up because you wouldn't know the context or anything. But this was a throwaway comment like, yeah, I'll get some food. That's what I said to her. That's all I said. There was no discussion about it. She didn't question it. She could have questioned it if there was a problem. It's like somebody went back, heard this, heard it, and went, oh no, this person's not eating. I said, you can see my bank accounts. My bank accounts are full of money. There's really no issue here. This is just crazy. So he said he was going to get somebody else to review it. And I said, well, I know. I was already told there's no way this will be reversed. And he said, well, you never know what's going to happen. And he implied to me that I think he's going to say to them, I think this is really kind of shit, If this virus thing wasn't going on, none of this would ever happen. The conversation would have happened. She would never have had the time to call us. I even said, I called up and I was on a long time. But once you've committed, I thought, it's not like I have much else to do. I said, it's really just really, really weird, unfortunate circumstances. And now something that I really enjoy and look forward to in a time where I have nothing else really to enjoy or look forward to. No sense of normality in my life. You're going to punish me for it, as what it feels like. And I don't understand what I've done, why I need to be punished. So, anyway, and the thing about the casinos, I don't gamble in Glasgow casinos. We have casinos. If I meet somebody, I say, let's go to the casino. The reason why I say it's not because I'm going to gamble, because you can get a seat there, it's quiet, and they pour a nice pint of Tennent's. People been to casinos with me loads. I'm not running off to gamble in them because I gamble online to do my slots. I go to Vegas. That's where I love my single deck blackjack. That's where I love my craps tables at the El Cortez. That's where I like to play. That's where my loyalty points are. I'm a creature of habit. I find out what I like, and when I like it, I enjoy it. So anyway, I'm not a happy Mingo right now. I'm a very, very angry Mingo. And I don't know, in the next day or two, I guess somebody from this website is going to call me. I don't think anything's going to be changed, but I'm really hacked off with this freaking situation. So anyway, stay safe. Stay the fuck away from me, particularly because I'll just rant about this and it'll drive you fucking crazy. Don't touch anything, and please wash your hands.